Hi Sagittarius, this is your March 2024 reading using the tarot. So February leading into the month of March looks like it has been a very accomplished month for you. The Nine of Pentacles, of course, speaks to a recent success, a success story for you, something that you feel really proud of. This can be something that was so meaningful to you because it was such a solo endeavor. Like, this was something that you did. This is something that you didn't even have a lot of help with. And the Nine of Pentacles is very independent and self-sufficient. We will look a little deeper into all of these cards, but what I wanted to sort of talk about is the fact that another nine is coming through in March, the Nine of Swords, but it's in reverse. This is something that's really going to need your attention in March. You have been very patient and loving with yourself, very patient and loving with those around you too. This is the Queen of Cups coming through, a very nurturing energy. But something needs your attention in the month of March. You feel like you're in a good position financially for the month of March to look into what needs to be looked into. You also feel just like that you could take on a lot. You feel quite, again, just like proud of yourself. Like you really do want to give yourself a pat on the shoulder and congratulate yourself. February might have brought about some sort of luxury for you, some sort of a gain, not just financially, but like the luxury of spaciousness, the luxury of time, the luxury of just feeling a sentiment. And there is something all about your independence and your recent success that has been brought forward by you as an individual without so much the help of collaborators or any other aid coming through. That might have featured, but the main kind of point here is that you did this alone for the most part. Nines in tarot represent a nearing to the end of a cycle, but basically the spiritual cycle has now been attained. We'll go a step further in the 10 suit of the different elements in tarot, and that will bring about more of a physical manifestation. But with the nines involved, it's almost like the spiritual cycle of this journey has already been reached and that kind of breakthrough has happened. So the fact of the matter is, even though there is probably a bigger financial gain for you or larger material prosperity, return on your investments coming further down the line, the point is that February brought about, even if it wasn't the full whack or the full amount, let's say, as far as your soul is concerned and as far as like the spiritual aspect of this is, if it matters to you, it's that you can do this, that you're worthy, that you deserve this, and that through hard work, effort, and I guess belief in yourself, that this is all going to be possible. We'll look at the eclipse that's happening at the end of the month in the sign of Libra. But first, let's pull a few cards to clear up what kind of recent success, luxury, feeling of independence and victory has come through for you. It's brought a lot of financial freedom for you. And if not that, the sort of spaciousness, the energy of spaciousness and the luxury of freedom, just feeling like more liberated. I think that that's the bird there. The purple color in this card is donating that kind of like royal, regal shade and coming through with something of a little bit of a finer or more salubrious quality. This is an Eight of Wands, a Sagittarius energy, Mercury in Sagittarius. Could be a special message for those watching with Mercury in Sagittarius. This is the King of Wands. So with the Tower at the bottom of the deck and the Devil right beside it, these major arcana energies seem to be something that are in the back burner now or in the past. The Tower speaks to the shattering of an illusion. The Devil card is the illusion itself and the illusion of fear. So there was something that has come up for you lately that has really brought to the surface what it is that you're afraid of and what it is that has been so far holding you back. The Devil card is what has been holding you back. The Tower card is actually the welcome catalyst for this illusion to be shattered. Sometimes that can be tumultuous and cathartic, maybe transformative, because it brings with it this kind of like realization about, well, sometimes an identity crisis. What have I been doing this whole time? Have I been lying to myself? What has been holding you back, you may even sort of feel like in a part responsible for, but that's good. I feel like it's good to kind of reckon with these bigger forces as they are stripped away to again just allow a more liberated and successful, independent and wealthy version of yourself to come through lately. So that seems to be in the past. February has been a month that has moved very quickly for you. I feel like Capricorn season from late December into late January, as usual, just felt energetically, again, spacious. I think it gave us a lot of time and space to rest and reset. Once the sun moved into Aquarius on the 20th of January, I believe, up until just about now, we've got about a week left in Aquarius season. I really think that period has flown by, at least personally. I don't know about you. Nothing is as quick as mutable fire to me, that Sagittarius season, but this is an energy of something that's happening all very quickly for you. So February involved a lot of moving parts. Nothing that ever slowed you down. If anything, it kind of like put a pep in your step, and you were very much able to like ride the wave of momentum and take everything in your stride. There is a tone with the Eight of Wands that suggests that the universe is almost conspiring with you lately. You get that sense more than usual, that you kind of tap into that, and that you're kind of like just there's just moving parts happening now. Some are with your efforts and some are just happening behind the scenes, and you're part of it and you're just kind of riding the wave, like I said. An older masculine energy might have been coming through for you lately, this King of Wands, unless it's you as this fiery energy. The Wands are fire, Sagittarius, of kind of like you feeling like this, tapping into this energy of your divine masculine more, but in a mature and masterful way, where you're feeling like you have a very strong sense of establishment in the field of interest that you're a part of, the career, the calling, the job, the vocation, or even just as part of your community. You sort of really feel like you are somebody that people look up to, you're inspiring others. And the King of Wands, though, alternatively, or both, could actually just be some older, more mature, again, masterful, authoritative, but in a very respectful and like open-hearted leader, empathetic leader, coming through in your life to help you get the ball rolling on something. And also, like I said, a lot of this established success in business, in your personal life, in your sense of self, in your sense of status, I think, has been something that you have done independently, but at the same time, just to get something over the line for you in a quicker way. If you needed anything sped up lately, there might have been somebody that kind of came in and was able to just sort of like quite easily flex their expertise and sort of say like, I have it from here, and you didn't feel in any way disempowered by this. In fact, it was a reflection of yourself in this person. But I also think that it's very possible that you've just been showing up as King of Wands in your own life, and really like getting this over the line for yourself and manning up, bossing up, being very ballsy, and being like real cool about it as well. I think like I like the way this person is dressed here, just like being pretty badass about it, having a bit of sense of humor about it all as well, like not taking it all too seriously. So as we get into the month of March, the bulk of March, I'm sure there'll be lots going on for you, and I always just take what resonates here. The bulk of March seems to be about you needing to address something. The Nine of Swords. Okay, so the worst thing about this is that a nice dish is broken. Other than that, I feel like there's a lot to be salvaged when we see the Nine of Swords. In the reversal, however, there is a bit more of an urgency for me with the reversal to look at something, to something that's been on your mind anyway and will continue to be kind of playing on your mind. The swords are a little bit more mental usually in the month of March. So let's look into what that could be about. Plus, let's see what else is coming through for you in March. I'm going to pull 3 cards here. Knight of Pentacles. So we have some Virgo energy coming through in this reading. 7 of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. Okay, I really love that grounded energy to complement the 9 of Swords. So we're not seeing the 9 of Swords as any kind of spiral. The King of Cups is here also to complement the Queen of Cups. For those of you who are in a relationship, a lot of the focus for you in March is actually going to be on that partnership and going to be on something that needs your attention here. Like, your attention is required here. It could be the other person needs you a little bit more lately, Sagittarius. Something about the relationship itself is in need. This also speaks to a parental bond if there are 2 parents here, or perhaps it's your own parents or your own mother father figure in your life. That relationship just needs a little more focus, I think, for some of you. Okay, the water signs, because I have Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces here coming through. The water signs in your life at this time are kind of thriving in their own way, and there's something kind of like, as we're in Pisces season, that's just, maybe it's the watery parts of your chart. If you're somebody with water placements, like those your Pisces, your Cancer or your Scorpio house, like they're houses that are thriving during the sun being in Pisces, which is going to be in a trine to those other houses. That could be just something to reflect on too. Okay, so as for what needs your attention, it's the thing that you're mainly working on right now. And for some of you, there is a real sense of frustration around the length of time that this is taking to manifest for you. Sometimes it feels like you're going to be a little older when this manifests, the 7 of Pentacles. You might think, is this going to kind of take me forever? Is this going to pass me by in a sense? The thing is, the Ace of Pentacles tells me that there is a untapped potential for you at this time, and while you are in it, it's not a distraction for you in March, but while your focus is on the long road ahead and how much more effort, time, resources, work, mainly time, that this is going to take for you, you kind of get perhaps psyched out. The fact that you're focusing on this is good, because then you don't put any block or expectation on a opportunity that actually comes your way nearer to the end of March, as the sun leaves Pisces around the 19th or 20th of the month, heads into Aries, which begins the zodiacal new year, which feels very much like a initiation. And we'll have the vernal equinox around there, and it will be a shift energetically with that Aries season portal opening, followed closely of course by a couple of eclipses in Libra at the end of March and early April in Aries. Looking to your Libra and Aries polarity point in your chart is going to tell you a lot about where that energy is going to be felt for you. But an opportunity certainly opens up towards that portal at the equinox, and you're not expecting it, I don't think. So it actually is a good thing that your attention is drawn elsewhere, so that you're not sitting around twiddling your thumbs. You actually have an ambition or a goal to apply yourself to most days in March. There's something about a daily practice that's coming up for you in March. It's something that, you know, you kind of do have to plug away at. You do have to kind of like push through with. Patience is it's the number one word for this reading. 9 of Pentacles is about patience. 9 of Swords in reverse is about patience, and so is the Knight of Pentacles and 7 of Pentacles. These earthy energies coming through tell me that it's going to materialize on the physical. Just that's where things are most dense, on the physical, right? We have ideas on the mental plane, on our emotional plane, we have our feelings, and all of those things contribute to the manifestation on the physical, on the most dense. But that's the most dense, so it's going to take the longest time for energy to manifest there. And because you have all these ideas and these feelings and these desires, it's just a matter of time before that comes to fruition for you. Money is good. Opportunities to create more come through as well. Some of your investments, goals and plans around work and resources are taking a little longer. Some of you have a product that you're still testing. Some of it is still in the lab, so to speak, or in the works. Some of these things are still just being worked out with it. There's an idea here, Sagittarius, that it's not about your lack of preparedness. It's something to do with a other party maybe not being fully ready for this. And there's just things that are kind of in the works behind the scenes. Some of you, I really get the sense that a lot of you are testing a new product or testing something out, bringing something on a test run, test drive before kind of unveiling it or making it into what it is that you're going to be putting out there in the world. So as we enter the Aries season vernal equinox, there's a real freshness in the air, and I actually think you're going to enjoy that fiery energy very much this year. It's going to be intense. You know, we have eclipses there and we'll be having like quite a major eclipse in the sign of Aries on the 8th of April. I'm jumping ahead a bit there, so let's focus to the end of March. But eclipses come in a pair on the polarity point that they're falling in with the north and south node respectively. So irrespectively, that will be Libra with the south node and Aries with the north node at this time. The lunar eclipse full moon in the sign of Libra at the end of month feels like a completion, a high point of focus, a party, a celebration. For some of you it will be pretty coming within yourself, like a celebration of yourself or something personal. That's the Queen of Cups coming through. So this is about a person that you love. And I have the 5 of Pentacles and Justice in reverse, which is the Libra energy. Okay, which is going to be specific to the full moon. Lunar eclipse actually in Libra full moon. So the 5 of Pentacles, there is somebody in your life who does need your assistance or who needs your consideration at this time. There is somebody you deeply care about this person, and it might be time to touch base with them. They could be a water sign, they could be a family member, they could be a dear friend, but there's somebody who needs your love and who needs to feel considered by you, or that they're part of your plans and that you're watching them and you're thinking of them, even if it's just like praying for this person from afar. The 5 of Pentacles, they could have had an injury, they could just feel kind of like at a lower ebb, or in a sense like not part of the equation lately. And I think you empathize with this, Sagittarius, because you've been there as well. It might not be where you're at right now because you're feeling much stronger in yourself, and we saw that Tower and Devil earlier at the bottom of the deck, which was very much indicative of like blasting through old fears, really in a dramatic way. And the catalyst for that blasting through old fears came through for you to kind of like, you didn't even think about it, you just like knew knew that you had to tackle this in a really brave way. Somebody else might need that kind of and I mean, I did see you as this inspiration as well through February. Somebody else might just need that from you, that support. So you're somebody who's going to be assisting somebody else through these eclipses, I think. For you, the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck and the Justice card in reverse. These eclipses for you, this Libra eclipse, so it's the last South Node Libra full moon eclipse. There's going to be a solar eclipse in Libra with the South Node in October of this year, which will be completely closing down the Libra Aries eclipses. But there's something significant about this particular eclipse for you because something hasn't been settled for you yet, and it's been part of an ongoing case, circumstance, consequence, relationship, or involvement, entanglement with something or somebody, legal, relational, even just kind of like something that's still unfolding or just not fully settled. This has all been going on since maybe this time last year, and this is probably a time where it's actually not even fully settled at this point. It probably will be by October, I'd say more than likely by October, where the kind of like, because this lunar eclipse is kind of still clearing out in the Libra part of our chart, like where we're still working with shadow Libra energy at that part, in that part of our chart. That house in our chart is akin to an area of life. So that would be like maybe codependency, that's the Devil card too, people pleasing coming through, lack of boundaries, lack of directness, and lack of realness, maybe. Concerned more with like societal politeness and overall bullshit rather than being authentic. And there's still part of a lesson to be learned there. And then come October, the real reward and kind of like clean slate, evolved expression in that area of your chart, the Libra area of your chart, will come through. I hope that makes sense. But basically Justice in reverse is saying like, yeah, things are still going to be, we're leaving it on a bit of a cliffhanger. The Queen of Pentacles, though, she's very much like this Nine of Pentacles here. Finances, material prosperity, a sense of well-being, health, and vitality and sort of strength, independence, and being true to yourself and being honest and integral. That's nothing that's affected by this. In fact, all of those things are only strengthened. There is just some sort of a storyline to play out here for you yet, and your focus is anyway turned to certain relationships and people, and a very much like day-to-day practical matter for you to attend to all the way throughout March. But keep an eye out for this Ace of Pentacles, okay? It's an opportunity, potential, offer, or download, or something you hear about when you least expect it, okay? I'm going to link below your year ahead reading for the entire of 2024 for the sign of Sagittarius, and I'll link below my latest thoughts on Pluto's ingress into Aquarius. It's a pretty big transit for the collective. I'll leave you with that, Sagittarius. I'd really appreciate a subscription, like, share, all of those things. Take care, and I'll see you soon.